Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this very special Wakelet community announcement. I have been waiting such a long time to share this news with you guys. And I know that some of you will probably already know what this is about. Obviously, you can see where Lauren is from here. You can see where Paki's from. You can probably put two and two together along with all the other clues that we've given over the last few months. But today is the official launch date for this absolutely awesome new feature for the Wakelet Community Program. I am joined by the amazing Lauren from Empatico. Hey, Lauren, how's it going?
It's good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And of course, Paki from Spain. Hey, Paki, how's it going?
Hello, fine.
And
Good
I
to
can
see
already
you.
I know, likewise. I know you've been such a tremendous force for both of our platforms, Paki, and the stuff that you've been involved in over the past few years with both Wakelet and Empatico has been incredible. I couldn't ask for a better person to join us today and share this news with the
Thank you.
world. Yeah, yeah. I can see in the comments we've got so many people from all over the world joining us. We've got
Wow.
Pavel from Samara. Hey, Pavel. We've got Christina from Croatia. Fatima from New York. Look at this. I mean, this is the thing that impresses me the most, I think, about the Wakelet
Yeah.
community. And this is exactly what we're talking about as well, you know? This is what we're going to be talking about in just a few moments. Vitaly from Ukraine. Hey, Vitaly, how's it going? We've got Arnaud from France. Bonjour. That's all
Yeah,
I know.
it's impressive.
That's all I
I'm
do.
I'm overwhelmed. Sorry, but
There was a stage where I was trying to like learn hello in all of the different languages, and that was fine when we had people from like one continent joining. But now that it is as global as it is, it's really difficult. Abdelaziz from Morocco, Salam, welcome. We've got Hussein from London, Fatima from Spain, although I think I already said that maybe. Do you guys recognize anybody? Or which?
yeah,
Okay,
Lourdes,
Oh,
Viegas,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I see
She's from
Marco.
Portugal. Yeah.
Is there anywhere here, Lauren and Paki, that you can see people are from that you would love to visit?
Ooh,
Ooh.
everywhere that's been mentioned so far. Ooh,
I was in
Egypt.
Croatia a while back. Yeah, Egypt is a good one.
mhm,
Oh,
Egypt is a
yeah,
good one.
I wish to go there
yeah.
somewhere sometimes in my life. I don't know where, but
Mhm.
Yeah, I've not been. We do have. I've got a team member from Egypt, and you know, hopefully maybe he'll be able to be a guide when I do go. But there's so many people from so many different countries, and that's what all of this is about. Actually, that's what this webinar is really about as well. This announcement. Why don't okay? So Lauren, why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about yourself before we jump in, and then obviously the same for Paki as well.
Sure, yeah. Thank you for the introduction. So, my name is Lauren. I'm here with Empatico. I am the educator community manager for Empatico. So, I work with all of our educators, one of whom is the fabulous Paki right here. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here.
well, my name is Paki. I'm an Empatico and a Wakelet ambassador, both of two. And I'm working with Wakelet and Empatico together, I think since 2 years ago, more or less. And now I'm a NetTech coach. I'm not currently teaching, um, but my experience it was very fantastic. So I would like to share with the rest of educators.
Amazing. And we are so privileged to have you on, Paki, honestly. I know that the stuff you're going to share is going to be so inspiring. Okay, let's get down to it. So this is the reason why all of you are here. So you've probably heard some rumblings, you've probably heard some rumors, a little bit of gossip, and of course, at the Wakelet team, we really can't help like tell secrets, right? Never trust us with your secrets. Even our own secrets we can't keep. So it probably doesn't come as much of a surprise to you to know that we've been working with Empatico for quite some time now. And you know, at Wakelet, we're really selective over the partners that we work with, and our partners have to share the same values as us. They have to kind of understand the educator community, and really like we look for partners that can help add things. And a lot of the time that's to the platform, right? So things like integration. So you've got like Canva and Microsoft Teams and Flipgrid and that kind of thing that add really cool enhancements to the platform. But as of yet, we never really found a partner that would add something to the community. Now, I don't just mean by like, people coming together and having an awesome time, but I mean like add like a feature or add an initiative to the community program that we have, that you are all a part of. So when Travis from Empatico reached out to me, I think it's over a year now. It's definitely over a year ago. I did some research about the company, and Lauren's going to share a little bit about you as well. And I was blown away by just the incredible things that you guys do every single day, and your focus on the student experience, which I think is really, really amazing. And then we as we're kind of working with each other for quite some time, we came up with a really, really awesome idea, and that's what we're going to be revealing today. So one of the things that I've always wanted to improve and that the team's always wanted to improve about this amazing community program is how you guys connect with each other, right? Because quite a lot of the time you guys will network with each other and connect with each other, but in very like limited opportunities. Like today, for example, in this webinar, like during Community Week, which only happens once a year, and you have to be really proactive about it as well. So, we're here with this unbelievable community that is completely global. Like you've seen today how many people are joining us from all corners of the world. How do we help these people? How do we help you as educators connect? And I don't mean that in like a social way even, but like deeply connect, make like meaningful connections with other educators that share your interests from across the world. How do you get your students involved in that connection? And how do you create meaningful relationships that will last for the rest of your lives, right? That's what this is about. So I'm really, really, really excited today to share that is now a reality. So we've been doing some work in the background with the amazing Empatico team. They've been phenomenal to work with. And what we've done is we've created this awesome initiative whereby you join the Empatico platform. You fill out some really basic details, things like your location, your time zone, the things that you're interested in, the age group of the classes that you teach. And then what Empatico software will do will match you with another educator in the Wakelet community. Really special here, just the Wakelet community. So you already have that in common with them. It will match you with them and then empower you and facilitate these really awesome activities that you can do with your students and with each other. So this is a huge, huge, huge shift in the way that we're looking at the Wakelet Community Program. And thanks to the work that we've done with Empatico, this is adding such an incredible layer of value to it. So it's not just us sharing news with you anymore, it's you sharing news with each other. It's you engaging with each other, discovering new friends, sharing these awesome learning experiences with your students. So this is going to be huge, and I cannot wait for the first the first wave of educators to join the Empatico platform through the link that we share and get onboarded and actually get match made with another awesome educator in the Wakelet universe. So that's what this is about. I hope that you all really, really enjoy this amazing new feature. I'm going to pass it over to Lauren now to take you through a little bit about Empatico as a platform and to share with you exactly what you can expect when you sign up through that link.
Thank you so much. What a warm welcome. I'm so excited to be here and for this partnership and to get everybody together in this one space to allow for those Wakelet educators to have a space to connect with other Wakelet educators from all over the world. So I'm going to do a quick presentation. I'll try and keep it quick. I tend to ramble. So feel free to like play the music if I need to move on to the next slide.
That's not going to happen.
I'm giving you full permission at any point if you need to. But so let's get started. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Lauren. Again, and I am from Empatico. I am the educator community manager at Empatico. So I am the person that is here working with the educators. At the end of this presentation, I will share my direct email address. If anybody has any questions, you can always reach out to me directly. Next slide, please. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk us through a little bit of the background or the why behind Empatico. Then I will introduce you all to the Empatico platform. Then we'll take a look at a few of the activities that you can expect to find through this new partnership with Empatico and Wakelet. And then I will hand it off to Paki, or I will repeat it over and over and over again. Our incredible ambassador for both programs. Next slide, please. So before we get started on this presentation, I just want to hear from you all. What does the word empathy mean to you? What words do you associate with empathy? If you could take a moment or two and drop some words into the chat so that we can begin to, take shape of our general understanding of what empathy is. We might all have a slightly different definition of what empathy is. So let's see what everybody comes to the table thinking. Like when you hear that word empathy, what words come to mind? Okay, I see kindness. I hear some typing in the background.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm trying to write it out, but I may as well just say it.
Relationships, caring. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, empathy.
Do you think empathy is necessary in schools, especially nowadays?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Connecting, feeling about others. These are great. These are really, really great.
Yeah.
For me, empathy is like being able to imagine yourself in someone else's shoes, even if it's just for a moment.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it also brings in being able to understand that, giving kind of the benefit of the doubt. Like we're not going to understand 100% where somebody's coming from. How often do we understand 100% where we're coming from? That's a whole other topic. But putting yourself in somebody else's shoes with kindness and with grace. Mm-hmm. Being in someone's shoes, we see that a lot.
Yeah.
Understanding the other's feelings. Grief, yeah, that's a big one. Being able, we all go through all of those emotions, and being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes when they're going through all of those emotions as well. Giving love to everyone. These are great. Cool. Well, feel free to continue to drop some words in the chat here. We're going to move on to the next slide, please. So again, thank you everybody for dropping these words into the chat. We have a better idea of where we're all coming from at this point now. Before we really dig in, I do just want to take a moment and level set and align how we think about and define empathy. So in recent years, researchers have proposed that empathy is actually made up of 3 different dimensions. We've got emotional empathy, or feeling what others are feeling. I know we talked about that. We saw a lot of that in the chat there. And that's when, we find a part of ourselves that can identify with the emotions in someone else, or when somebody is going through something else, we can identify with that, with them in that moment. The second part is cognitive empathy, or perspective taking, which allows us to understand somebody else's point of view or put ourselves in somebody else's shoes. That's another phrase that we saw pop up quite a bit there in the chat. And then the third is behavioral empathy, or compassion, which is when we leverage our understanding of others' feelings, experiences, and perspectives to take kind, impactful, and meaningful action, which sometimes can just be listening to somebody else when they need an ear, giving a hug when somebody needs a hug, showing somebody that you care, showing up, and just trying not to sugarcoat everything, silver line everything, but really showing up for that person, how they need it in that moment. Next slide, please. It's important for us to keep in mind this idea of empathy and how we understand it as we explore the why behind Empatico. That's where we're going to kind of dig into next. Again, we are Empatico. We are, for those of us that don't know, we are a digital platform that connects students all over the globe through virtual pen pal experiences so that they can share stories, learn about each other, and explore their differences and similarities in a way that sparks curiosity and excitement. As we mentioned at the end of the day, a lot of this is we're keeping in mind our students and how they connect and those connections that they are forming. Our mission is to empower school-age students all over the world to form meaningful connections that foster a more empathetic world. And we aspire to be the leading classroom connector worldwide to cultivate a more empathetic future society with your help. And I think we're doing it here with this partnership with Wakelet. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, later on, we will explore the platform a little bit. But before we do that and explore some of the activities that you'll find there on the platform, we're going to keep going into this why. So the last few years have brought the dangers of a divided world to the forefront. It's been a pretty intense few years as we've grappled with not only local but global crises, opportunities to gain exposure to the other or to those that are different than us have become even more important than they ever were before. A divided world can be fertile breeding ground for misunderstanding and ignorance. And what we aim to do is we recognize those threats and we aim to reverse that trend through these connections. Next slide, please. Just a few moments ago, we discussed what empathy was. Everybody kindly put suggestions into the chat. We talked a little bit about it. And at the end of the day, we recognize that it's the ability to understand and share the feelings of those around us. Keeping that in mind, we recognize that a lack of empathy dissolves the bonds of civil society. Empathy is critical to the success and well-being of the whole child in this interconnected world that we live in. It's increasingly recognized as a universal social-emotional skill, or SEL skill. You might hear we'll use either social-emotional or SEL quite a bit throughout this presentation. Social-emotional learning remains underaddressed in the classroom around the world. And as schools, they lack the capacity to expose students to different norms and contexts or to teach them the skills necessary to interact, learn, and collaborate effectively with people who may be different than them, with students who may be different than them. Our Empatico connection is to help students develop a broader worldview as they take actions informed by a variety of perspectives, those perspectives that they're exposed to in those connections they have through the platform. The Empatico model encourages students to adopt skills of collaboration, respectful communication, and empathy. These social-emotional skills support young learners and are proven to lead to future academic, personal, and professional success. We're building a generation of future leaders that considers the experience of others and global perspectives to create solutions that are impactful and meaningful for all people, for everybody. Next slide, please. So what we do at Empatico, we work with students ages 5 to 14 because studies have shown that positive experiences with diverse peers early on in life can strongly influence how a child perceives people from different ethnicities, races, and nationalities. Their ability to learn from different perspectives fosters creativity, not only creativity, but also problem-solving skills. And these skills, also in conjunction with other social emotional learning skills, they will support their ability to be successful later on in life. Next slide, please. So what exactly is Empatico? Why are we here today? Some of you may already be familiar with Empatico. I saw a couple people in the chat super excited to see this partnership. So it's really exciting. We have quite a few people that are already familiar with what Empatico is. But for anyone who is new to our platform and today is your first introduction to us, we are an organization that connects classrooms around the world across geographical differences to teach kids to be more empathetic and understanding of each other. Our aim is to provide educators with an accessible digital platform that enables you, to connect your classrooms through live video exchanges, ultimately to get your students excited about interacting with peers of different backgrounds. And at the end of the day, our hope is that these experiences will improve your students' social emotional skills, such as perspective taking, communication, and collaboration with others, especially when working with peers from a different background, which will help them achieve success, as we mentioned, in this world that is increasingly interconnected. The platform, which we will do a walkthrough in a second, includes a combination of a Zoom video communication tool. There's also a messaging function once you're in there in the platform that allows for you to schedule with another educator. It also allows you to share files, share pictures, share documents. And it also gives you recommendations for classroom matching. I will do one little asterisk. I know earlier we mentioned that the platform will automatically connect educators together. We actually recently relaunched our platform and now allow educators to have a little bit more flexibility. But we'll walk through that in a second. Now, educators, you all get to connect with each other and get to make as many matches as you would like. But we'll take a look at that in a second. So as I mentioned, a part of the platform is allowing the educators to connect with multiple partners. You get to create your own community of Wakelet educators. This is one of the big things that we're super excited about this partnership for. And we also offer the option to connect in English, Spanish, or both languages as well. Next slide, please. Once you all are logged onto the, let's go back one. There we go. Thank you. So once you all are logged onto the platform, you will find our mini series of Getting Started with Empatico, which is filled with a few resources to assist you in building confidence and excitement for your first virtual exchange with a partner class. You'll find a few simple videos and activities that allow your students to learn, some skills to build new friendships, to learn about their new partner community. And you will also find a couple videos for you as educators with some practical tips about not only how to use our platform, but also about how to facilitate those cross-cultural conversations and interactions. Next slide, please. This is an overview of a few of the activities that you'll find in the general library. The activities found on the Empatico platform, they can be easily integrated into your already existing curriculum. They're age appropriate. You'll notice that next to each of those activities, there's a grade level that's listed there. And they're age appropriate and they're research based. As we develop these, we partner with education experts to design these activities so that they're meaningful for students while also enhancing your lessons at the same time as educators. They are designed with the end goal to build social emotional skills, and they can be completed synchronously or asynchronously with your own classroom or with a partner classroom. It really is very, very flexible and designed to make it as accessible as possible to you all as educators, for you and your students. Next slide, please. Okay. Now we're going to test my my understanding of StreamYard. Can we flip over to the tab where it's the actual community? Awesome. Thank you so much. So this is what the platform looks like once you log onto the platform. So as mentioned earlier, you will get a link after this webinar that sends you to our webpage, and it will allow you, if you register through that link, it will automatically enter you into the Wakelet community. If you register through our general link, that is totally fine. We have a program code that you can enter once you're already in the platform that will also enter you into the very specific Wakelet community. So again, this is what it looks like when you log onto our platform. This is the general community. You can see that you can connect with multiple educators. You can see a little bit about their class. You can see where they're located, the age of their students. If you click this button here for view details, you get a little bit more information on the class. You can see their exact availability, if they have any interests, social studies, whatever it may be. I saw in the chat that somebody mentioned they were an art teacher. So you might want to, when you enter the platform, you take a look at another class and you see, oh, look, interests, art or music. So maybe that's an educator you'd want to connect with. Once you decide that you want to connect with them, you go ahead and you click this connect button, you send them a short message, and then you send the request there. But the really, really cool part about this partnership with Wakelet is that you all will have your own special Wakelet community. So Again, if you register with our platform through the link that is provided at the end of the webinar, then you will automatically be entered into this Wakelet community. If not, you can go to this tab here by program. You will enter the Wakelet community. Let's see if we can get in. Oh, oops. This one might not work because I'm on our practice. I'm on our practice platform, so it might not be working that way. But we will also provide you with that program code after this webinar so that you can enter into that Wakelet community. So once you're in here, you will have exclusive access to other Wakelet educators, and you will connect with them the same way that you would connect with an educator outside of this community. You'll connect with them just inside this very, very specific Wakelet program community in here. Now, once you make connections, then you'll see them listed over here under My Connections. See that I've got one connection here. You'll also find if you send a request and that person hasn't answered yet, you'll find those listed under Pending. And if somebody sends you a request that you haven't answered yet, you'll find that under Invitations. Next, when you want to communicate with those educators, you go over here to the inbox. You can see I've been communicating with one of our product designers who we've been testing out some things on the platform. But in here, you will also be able to schedule a meeting with that individual educator, should you choose to do so. And you can also send files. Let's do this here. You can also send files if you would like to, or schedule a meeting through this inbox portion. And then finally, I'm just going to walk you through the library, which we've already seen just a quick shot of this earlier. This is where you will find those beginning videos, kind of how to get started with Empatico that we talked about a little bit earlier. You can start here. What is Empatico? You can watch this with your students, get them excited. Then we've got some tips for you all as teachers. And then this is another one for your students, tips on how to make friends, and a couple beginning activities before you connect with your other classroom, with another Wakelet educator and their classroom. These are some activities that you can do before then. If you're looking for some more Empatico activities, you can go here and it will take you to our larger library, which it opened up another, it didn't work. It opened up another tab. So it's not showing up, but it takes you into a library of a lot more activities there. And so I highly encourage you, once you are logged into the platform, just take a look around, see what activities speak to you, what might speak to your students, reach out to another Wakelet educator, start connecting. As I mentioned earlier, we recently relaunched our platform, and one of the features of the new platform is that you can connect with multiple educators at a time. So, I mean, I say just hop in there and connect with all the other incredible Wakelet educators that are located all over the world. And yeah, just get going. If we could quickly go back to the presentation, I'm just going to quickly walk through a couple of the Wakelet specific activities that we've got. Awesome. Next slide, please. So once you are logged onto the Empatico platform, you are part of that Wakelet community, Wakelet specific community in the Empatico platform. And when you are connecting with your partner classrooms, we encourage you to really think about some creative ways that you can use Wakelet to enhance that experience on Empatico. For example, you can use Wakelet to encourage students to exchange artwork with their partner classrooms, to participate in icebreaker activities, to share their thoughts and feelings about meaningful topics. You will find these activities in our activity library, and you'll find activities that help you or that will help you leverage both of those platforms, both Empatico and Wakelet. We've got a couple examples here, a few favorites that have been picked out by our team. One of them is the My Identity activity, the open mic activity, which invites students to read poetry written by authors from different backgrounds and then write and share their own identity-centered poem. Another activity, a favorite activity that we've chosen out, is the time capsule, which challenges your class to decide on 3 items that they would like to choose to put in a time capsule. This could be used as a great icebreaker when you are starting an exchange with another classroom. This could also be used as a great activity once you're getting to know another classroom a little bit later on to help with that relationship building. Another activity that we just wanted to highlight really quickly is our gratitude journal. This is one, especially with the holiday season coming up, you can use Wakelet templates to encourage students to write and share reflections on gratitude. And you can share those with your partner classroom, with the other Wakelet educators when you are logged on to that Empatico platform. Okay, I kept it kind of short and sweet. But now I am going to pass it over to Paki, again, our awesome Empatico ambassador and Wakelet enthusiast. So take it away, Paki.
Okay, Ms. Can you play the next slide, please? Okay. That's part of my experience. And the next slide, I have a video, a short clip. I think you can play it. I hope it works. Okay. No? Oh, why not? Okay.
We'll try and figure it out in the background, Paki. So
I don't know. I'm going to try to find it here.
If you find it on your side, you can then just share your screen.
Yeah, I can present. Okay. If you go to the next slide. Okay. Why is it important to bring empathy into the classroom? First of all, because you can open students' minds to other realities and to prevent bullying. For me, it's very, very important that, especially today, that we have some situations in schools that with the students struggling with relationships with their peers, and because we live in a global society, so Empatico provides opportunity for learning from other cultures without leaving the four walls of our classrooms. And in a diverse world like this, with different religions, different beliefs, different languages, I think it's a good way, a fantastic way to create links between two classes or more if you have time. I think well, two years ago I started a partnership with a class in Australia, but it was very difficult to have a synchronous connection. So we tried with a synchronous, but it's not the same. I prefer the face-to-face connections. And I think I'm going to try to find the video in one of my folders. Let me find. And if you have some questions about how, for example, what I did with my partners, we picked one of the Wakelet templates, and we share with our students, and then they write, they put photos, whatever they wanted, and we can edit it because sometimes we have to delete something. And let me find, I think it's this one. I'm not sure because I have plenty of videos. And okay, I'm going to wait. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So I'm going to present. It's a short clip with an example. What they said is that you can pick a Wakelet template. Your students work in separate templates, and then you have a connection and share the content with them. or you can share the same template with the 2 classes and complete it. There are 2 options for me. If you can find other options, is okay for you. Okay, I'm going to share the video. I think it's this one. Yeah. There's no music. Okay, you can see my students working on their templates, and then we complete it and we share our final work with the other class at the end of the year. They added photos of their pets, their favorite music, art, whatever they wanted. And they were very excited because it was during the pandemic, and it was like going to normal after so many months wearing masks, and it was fun. This is a short example. And now, okay, let me go back. Yeah, it's okay. So I can you go to another slide, Miss Misba, please? Okay, you have some examples here of my students' Wakelet templates with their content. And one of my favorite parts is the Great Empatico expedition that they started last year. And they have a lot of Wakelet templates that you can choose and you can adapt, you can translate. One of my favorite features of Wakelet is the immersive reader. So if your students don't speak English, it doesn't matter, because you can use the templates and you can use the immersive reader feature, and they can write in Spanish or in English or in Arabic or whatever, and you can share the content with the other class and they can translate it with the immersive reader feature. So for me it's fantastic, because you don't need to know to know the other language to share the content. And for example, if you can open What Makes a Good Friend, it is very short. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to share the. No, doesn't open. Okay, let me open here with my collections. I have so many collections of my students on my wall. I can find it.
We'll be sharing these collections.
Yeah,
later
because
on
I
anyway,
have
Becky.
plenty of them,
Yeah,
and
these collections which you've got on this page here, I think are really key to inspiring people. So we'll make sure to share them, and when we will send them out in emails for sure.
And as I said, you can adapt or the Wakelet collections to your students' need, because you have students from different ages, so they cannot write the same if they are 6 than they are 12. So you can adapt and encourage them to write in English or in Spanish or both, and that's okay. It's a good way to practice critical thinking too, and social emotional learning, digital competence. It's both too. Empatico and Wakelet allows us to practice a lot of meaningful connections and meaningful curriculum content. So go ahead and don't be shy. It's fantastic. I started using Empatico 4 years ago, more than 4 years ago, and since that I had four teachers with different partnerships, and my students learn from Nigeria, Moldova, the United States, Australia, and so it's for me it's wonderful.
What tips would you give? I'm so sorry, Paki. Do you have any more slides to go through, or?
Yes, I think it's
Oh, sorry.
the last one. The last one, yeah. Well, another one, because this is the immersive reader, some examples. So this is my recommendations, my tips. As I said, there are a wide range of activities to try. So use those that better adapt to your students. Prepare them in advance with your partner or your students too, because you have to explain them what is the goal of the activity. So set expectations and enjoy and have fun. Sometimes it's a little mess, but I think it's good because we are teachers, so it's always noise in the classes, and I think it's good. They are excited when we have exchanges, because they like to talk, and they like to share their feelings, their likes, and that's good. So that's all for me. I think you have to enjoy and have fun when you have a connection with another class.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paki. And thank you, Lauren, as well, for taking us through what Empatico is and what your values and your philosophy is. I know that the educator community, specifically the Wakelet community, are really going to relate to that and cannot wait to get their hands on all of these amazing activities and share some of those experiences with their students from across the world. We will be including an email that you should receive shortly after this webinar that will have all the information on it. I can see that a lot of you already have Empatico accounts. You do not need to create a new Empatico account. You just head in your home area to the area that says programs, and then use the program code Wakelet Educators. But all of this information will be available on an email that we send. Honestly, thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of this awesome announcement. There is so many incredible things that are going to happen because of this, and you guys are making history right now by joining this and being the first few people that start this initiative and do some incredible things with your students. I love the emphasis on empathy as well. I think empathy will save the world. I think it's the only thing that can really bring true peace and sort of help people work together. So you can all probably tell that I'm super passionate about this. Thank you all so much for joining today. We really appreciate it. Please head to Twitter and share your feedback and what you're really excited for about this new initiative. Make sure to tag Wakelet and tag Empatico as well. We'd love to hear what you're looking forward to the most. Thank you so much, Paki, for coming on and sharing your experiences as well. We will find a way, of course, to share those awesome collections that you created with your students with the community so that they can become a little bit inspired as to what to do next. As always, if you need any help whatsoever, please reach out to us, community@wakelet.com. Tag us on Twitter, send us a DM, whatever it is that you might, because we are full force ahead with this amazing initiative, and we're more than happy to help you on your journey. So thank you all so much, and
Thank you, Ms. Ba. Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
thank
exciting.
you, everyone, for attending.
Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and of course, as I said, please share all your thoughts and your excitement with us on Twitter. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.